Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
Washington Post World, September 12, 12:01 America, New York. Typhoon Chanthu drenches Taiwan with up to 5 inches of rain. Typhoon Chanthu has drenched Taiwan as the storm center passed the island's east coast, but no injuries were reported.
Time, September 12, 11:38 America, New York. Capitol Police recommend disciplinary actions in 6 cases for behavior during January 6 attack. Washington, the U.S. Capitol Police said Saturday it has recommended disciplinary action in 6 cases after an internal review of officer behavior stemming from the Jan.
BBC News World. September 12, 11:14 America, New York. Afghanistan. Taliban announce new rules for female students. Students will be segregated by gender and have to observe an Islamic dress code.
Time, September 12, 11:13 America, New York. Former President Bush warns of domestic extremism in 9/11 memorial address. Shanksville, PA. Warning that the nation was falling into division and extremism, former President George W. Bush appealed Saturday for a return to the spirit of cooperation that emerged, almost instantaneously, after the 9/11 attacks 20 years ago.
BBC News World. September 12, 11:11 America, New York. Ricciardo wins Italian GP after Hamilton and Verstappen crash. McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo won the Italian Grand Prix after a harrowing crash between title rivals Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen.
September 12, 11 o'clock America, New York. Analysis: GOP needs a historic polling miss to win California recall. The 2021 California gubernatorial recall election is in the final stretch, and there is a clear trend in the data.
Time, September 12, 10:59 America, New York. Taliban government says women can study in gender-segregated universities. Kabul, Afghanistan. Women in Afghanistan can continue to study in universities, including at postgraduate levels, but classrooms will be gender-segregated and Islamic dress is compulsory, the higher education minister in the new Taliban government said Sunday.
New York Times World News. September 12, 10:59 America, New York. Healthcare in Afghanistan is crumbling, aid groups warn. After the Taliban's takeover, international donors withdrew funds that hospitals and clinics depended on. Now a 4th wave of COVID looms. Dr. Wahid Majru, left Afghanistan's health minister, toured a coronavirus ward in the Afghan Japan Communicable Disease Hospital, in Kabul, earlier this month.
September 12, 10:41 America, New York. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen collide and are out of drama-filled Italian Grand Prix. The Italian Grand Prix was full of drama on Sunday as Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen collided and were both subsequently ruled out of the remainder of the race.
Time, September 12, 10:40 America, New York. Iran to allow new memory cards in UN's nuclear site surveillance cameras. Tehran, Iran. Iran agreed Sunday to allow international inspectors to install new memory cards into surveillance cameras at its sensitive nuclear sites and to continue filming there, potentially averting a diplomatic showdown this week.
September 12, 10:39 America, New York. Opinion: the all-teenager tennis final we won't soon forget. At a U.S. Open that didn't include the likes of Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal or Serena Williams, this women's final was both the one that we wanted, and the one that we didn't dare hope for.
New York Times World News. September 12, 10:25 America, New York. Iran and IAEA reach last-minute deal on nuclear monitoring. The temporary agreement should keep Tehran from censure for non-compliance by the nuclear agency, a move that could have derailed already suspended nuclear talks. Raphael M.
BBC News World. September 12, 10:21 America, New York. In case you missed it, a big week for small things. Here's a roundup of some of the week's news you might have missed.
September 12, 10:21 America, New York. Evander Holyfield loses comeback fight while Trump commentates. Former world champion boxer Evander Holyfield stepped back in the ring for the first time in over a decade, but it didn't go quite to plan for the 58-year-old.
BBC News World. September 12, 10:16 America, New York. Paris residents alarmed by Air Force drill on 9/11 anniversary. A fighter jet was escorting an Airbus A330 with PM Jean Castex on board, at low altitude.
September 12. 10:15 America, New York. What's the number? Bash presses Manchin on what he would vote for. Senator Joe Manchin, DWV, tells CNN's Dana Bash that he has told Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, that he will not vote for the $3.5 trillion economic bill as is.
Washington Post World. September 12. 10:03 America, New York. Kabul flag shop merchandise documents Afghanistan's history. A small flag shop, tucked away in the courtyard of a Kabul market, has documented Afghanistan's turbulent history over the decades with its ever-changing merchandise. Washington Post World. September 12. 10:02 America, New York. Taliban minister says women can attend university, but not alongside men. The fate of women under Taliban rule is a central concern as the group begins to describe its vision for Afghanistan.
Fox World News. September 12. 9:58 America, New York. Hurricane Olaf hits Mexico's Los Cabos resorts at Category 2. Hurricane Olaf slipped back to tropical storm force on Friday after slamming into the Los Cabos resorts at the tip of Mexico's Baja California peninsula and then drenching the region with torrential rains.
Washington Post World. September 12. 9:50 America, New York. Pope Francis, during visit, urges Viktor Orban's Hungary to extend its arms toward everyone. Orban, the three-term prime minister, has effectively shuttered the country to asylum seekers, and has a vastly different vision for Europe than the pontiff.
Wall Street Journal World News. September 12. 9:42 America, New York. Afghanistan's fall to Taliban leaves its DC diplomats in limbo. Almost a month after the Taliban took over Afghanistan, the nation's diplomats in Washington are adrift, running out of money and uncertain about their futures.
New York Times World News. September 12. 9:32 America, New York. In Orban's Hungary, Pope urges bishops to embrace diversity. On a quick trip to the country, Francis met with Prime Minister Viktor Orban, Hungary's hard-right leader, before celebrating a public mass. Pope Francis celebrated Mass on Sunday in Budapest after meeting with Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Washington Post World. September 12. 9:31 America, New York. Migrant slashes 2 bus ticket checkers, 3 others in Italy. Italian police are investigating a Somali man for attempted murder after he allegedly slashed 2 bus ticket controllers in the beach resort town of Rimini, then wounded 3 pedestrians as he fled.